everyone. Today I'm going to talk about recurring decimals. Recurring decimals are those that keep going on and on. Like you can have 0.3333 and it goes on and on, or 0.666 and that goes on and on. And sometimes you may have recurring decimals like 818181, and that keeps repeating. Now the most difficult part is converting these recurring decimals into fractions. Now we know like 0.333 in fractions, that is 1/3. 0.666, some of us know that is 2/3. But if you get something like this, how would you know what fraction this recurring decimals is equivalent to? So I'm going to show you how we can convert a recurring decimal into fractions. Now 0.8 recurring. So when there is a dot on top of 8, that means that 8 will keep repeating. And now we need to find out a way to show that this recurring decimal is 8/9. And how can we do that? Well, we start off by saying let x be this recurring decimal, 0.8 on and on, and then let us multiply this by 10. So 10x will be 8.888 onwards. So now we have 10x, 8.888 continuing, and we also have x, which is 0.888. Now what will happen when I subtract 0.888 from 8.888? Then what happens is these recurring decimals are subtracted and you get a 0 here, and 8 take away so as I was saying, 8 take away 0 will give you 8. So what we are actually doing is we are getting rid of the extra decimals, the recurring decimals, by doing 10x take away x, and that is 8.888 minus 0.888. So what happens is you get 9x equals to 8. And if you divide both sides by 9, your x is 8/9. So that shows that the original recurring decimal is actually 8/9. Let's try another one. So we have 0.47. Well, starting off with x equal to the recurring decimal, 0.47. A dot on top of the 7 means that it is the 7 that is recurring, not the 4. So now Let's do 10x. That gives us 4.77. But what we need to do is take 100x, multiply by 100. That will give us 47.777 recurring. Now, if you compare 10x and 47x, you can see that after the decimal, you have all sevens recurring. And after the decimal for 100x, you again have a series of sevens recurring. So now, if we take the difference between 100x and 10x, that will eliminate the recurring sevens that we have after the decimal point. So that is exactly what we are going to do. We're going to take the difference between 100x minus 10x, and then that will be 47.777 recurring, take away 4.777 recurring. And what do we get? On the left-hand side, we get 90x. And on the right-hand side, we do 47 take away 4, and that is 43. So there you go. When you divide by 90 on both sides, you are getting your fraction 43 over 90. That is equivalent to the original recurring decimal, 0.47. Let's move on to another example. So this one's similar. We'll start off with x and 10x and 100x. X is 0.23 recurring. 10x is 2.3 recurring, while 100x is going to be 23.3 recurring. Now, in order to get rid of the recurring decimal, that's the continuous threes, we are going to subtract 100x, take away 10x. So that will be 23.3 recurring, take away 2.3 recurring, and that is 21. So that means 90x is 21. So x will be 21 over 90, and we can simplify this by dividing by 3, and that gives us 7 over 30. Now, if we need to look at a more complicated example, let us take a look at a harder one. These are all similar. So we'll take a look at this. This one looks a bit difficult. So 0.681. So that means 8181 repeating, recurring. So this one's going to be tough. Let's start off with 0.681. That's our x. Now, 10x will be 6.81. Now 100x, that is going to be 68.1818. So it's going to recur like that. Now this is not going to help us, because if we try to do 100x take away 10x, we will not be able to subtract and get rid of all the recurring 8s and 1s. So what we need to do is we need to go further and find 1000x, which is 681. Now the recurring decimals are going to be 8181 for this case. So now these two, if we take the difference, that will make the recurring decimals disappear. So what we need to do in this case is 1000x take away 10x. So you have to just look out for when the recurring decimals are the same, so that you can subtract and get rid of them. And how much is that? That is going to be 681.81 recurring take away 6.81 recurring, and so that is going to be 675. And on the left hand side of the equation we have 990x, that equals to 675. So x will be 675 over 990. And if you can simplify this fraction, you can first divide by 5, and then you can divide again by 9. Then you'll be able to reach to 15 over 22. And that is our answer. I hope you enjoyed the video, and now hopefully you'll be able to do these conversions very easily. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.